Hello, I'm Candace Cobbing.
And I'm Kelly Burns, and this is Spoke TV, your look at campus and community news.
Premier Kathleen Wynne made a stop at Conestoga College to speak with students about a new youth job strategy, a four-part plan that hopes to create 30,000 youth employment opportunities. Alicia Van Myen was at the conference and lets us in on the specifics of the program.
Ontario's youth unemployment rate is 16.4%. That is twice the provincial average.
How many guidance counselors are saying, manufacturing is a really good career path? None. They're not. No. And we need them to be.
Premier Kathleen Wynne's Ontario government announced its new youth job strategy at Conestoga College's new Cambridge campus. The four-part strategy includes a connection fund, innovation fund, employment fund, and an entrepreneurship fund.
Youth Entrepreneurship Fund will provide $45 million to our next generation of business owners through training, mentorship, and startup capital. Because we found that young people who had an idea couldn't necessarily find the backing, the financial backing to make that idea real. So that's what the Youth Entrepreneurship Fund will do.
Morgan McLean could be one of those young business owners.
Starting up, that's a lot of startup costs associated with a business, and this should hopefully help to alleviate some of those initial costs in the beginning until a business could be up and running.
As an international business management student at Conestoga, knowing there is now support out there is a source of relief.
It's something that I can apply for, that if I do look at starting a business as soon as I graduate, that I'm eligible for, which is quite exciting.
Now, the youth job strategy is projected to create an additional 30,000 job opportunities across Ontario for youth and hopes they stay in province. For Spoke TV, I'm Alicia Van Myen.
Ever wondered what you can do to get a leg up on your peers? Graduates often compete against each other for the same jobs, but the Global Edge program might be the difference you need to be hired. Rebecca Turner speaks to the student who took the program, and he explains what he has gained from the experience.
This year, Conestoga College is launching the Global Edge program as a way for students to gain work experience outside of Canada. The program was approved for Conestoga just last year and hopes to inspire and educate entrepreneurial students in the global market. Global Edge coordinator Taylor Petrie says that the program hopes to cater to all students.
Geared towards SMEs, so that's small and medium-sized enterprises abroad, and we are trying to keep it open to all Conestoga programs that are full-time.
University of Guelph student David Seo completed his co-op term in Cleveland, Ohio, and he says this makes him a good candidate for employment.
I think they see that I have gone through what other candidates might not have gone through, so I carry the experience and the knowledge that they might be looking for compared to other applicants.
Along with the benefits of international work experience, students can also face some challenges. Global Edge coordinator Elizabeth Kalenko says that Conestoga is aware of these challenges and has plans to assist students.
When they've traveled abroad and stayed for a longer period of time, the transition could be difficult, possibly, and those are kind of the main things that we kind of work for.
Work terms in the Global Edge program can last anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks and include a $4,000 government grant to assist with student expenses. For Spoke TV, I'm Rebecca Turner.
A subject that is gaining more much-needed exposure in Canada is the topic of mental health and wellness. Post-secondary students fall into the highest risk category for mental health illness, according to a 2011 survey conducted by Statistics Canada. The government is fighting back, hoping students will go from hush to talk with a new program geared at this age group. With more on Good to Talk, here's Heather Mighton.
More help is now on the way for college and university students in Ontario who are struggling with mental health issues.
In a survey conducted by StatsCan, it was found that Canadian students fall into the highest risk age group for mental illness.
Students are also more likely to suffer from psychological distress than the general youth population. Students can anonymously call the newly formed Good to Talk helpline, a free counseling service run by Kids Help Phone. The service is available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Conestoga's counseling coordinator, Shauna Bernard, stresses the importance of mental health awareness and erasing the stigma that surrounds it.
Just the idea that if people start to talk about issues that are affecting them and know that support is available, that can be really, really important and helpful to their success.
For students who are dealing with mental illness, like Conestoga first-year student Katie Warren, this helpline is a step in the right direction.
So to have something available, it immediately makes people aware of the fact that it needs to be available. So if it is available and people see that it's a need that people have, then people might be more willing to talk about it because they'll see more people coming out of the woodwork with those issues just like themselves.
Ontario is also supporting 10 new projects to help improve mental health services available on college and university campuses, helping students to connect to help faster. For Spoke TV, I'm Heather Mighton.
It's that time of year again. The cold and flu season is upon us. With flu shots readily available throughout the region, is it enough to protect yourself? Richard Keast takes us through the options.
With the arrival of the colder weather, the leaves are changing color. And as the expression goes, some people might be turning green. With the cold and flu season starting up again, so are flu shot clinics. Students who have a busy lifestyle and are exposed to a heavily populated environment are put at a high risk of getting the seasonal flu. According to the Public Health Agency of Canada, anywhere between 2,000 and 8,000 Canadians die each year from the seasonal flu. Health Services says the most important preventative method is thorough and frequent hand washing or using hand sanitizer when soap and water are unavailable.
Conestoga College is offering free flu shot clinics during October and November, but getting the shot doesn't necessarily mean you won't get sick.
So it's a wise idea to have the flu vaccine, so at least you're not going to be hospitalized. You might get sick still from it, but it's not going to be as detrimental as if you were to have caught the virus without the vaccine.
Not everyone believes in the flu shot, however. Some people feel the shot has unpredictable and even dangerous side effects, or that it simply doesn't work.
Well, because I never got it as a kid, and so far I have never had the flu. My mom doesn't quite believe in pharmaceutical drugs.
You can speak to Health Services to find out when flu clinics are being held and if the flu shot is right for you. For Spoke TV, I'm Richard Keast.
If you do find yourself sick this season and in need of emergency care, you should be aware of emergency room wait times. They can be vast, but some improvements are on the horizon. Sarah Schilling has more.
With flu season on the way, emergency rooms all over Waterloo Region will soon be fuller than they already are. Many patients are tired of waiting too long to see a doctor for minor injuries or illnesses. Sean Phillips thought he broke his finger and explains his experience with Grand River Hospital's ER.
I ended up waiting over 5 hours to see a doctor to have him tell me that basically, well, it's just a finger.
More than 10% of patients coming into the emergency room typically have to wait 6 hours for minor health concerns. Sometimes people even have to wait 13 just to see a doctor. Wait times should be decreasing soon because Grand River Hospital will be adding 3 new doctors to their emergency room staff. Director of Communications for Grand River Hospital, Mark Cargelotto, explains what bringing these new doctors means for the hospital and its patients.
Our medical staff is actually a shared service between both Grand River and St. Mary's General Hospitals. Physicians who practice here also practice over at St. Mary's. There are about 26 physicians at Grand River and St. Mary's, and we'll be adding 3 to that complement to be able to provide for the care needs of the community.
Winter is coming, and with that brings colds, the flu, accidents, and many other reasons for people to need a doctor. For Spoke TV, I'm Sarah Schilling.
In early October, 860,000 liters of waste was spilled into the Grand River, causing the community to worry about their water supply and fish and plant life. Steve Spar investigates the fallout from the incident and what will be done to protect our river in the future.
It took only 35 minutes for approximately 860,000 liters of raw sewage to spill into the Grand River. The spill was caused by a malfunction at a pumping station in North Waterloo. Officials thought the malfunction was caused by a failed transfer switch in the backup system, but after multiple tests, Denise McGoldrick, Director of Water Services, explains that it wasn't the switch, but rather the circuit board that controls it.
And we've run run almost 10 tests since the event to look to see how our backup system is responding, and it is responding fine, but we are replacing that circuit board.
After learning of the spill, Region of Waterloo officials closed the city's water intake for 2 hours to allow the sewage to bypass the region's water supply, keeping it safe to drink. Will this spill affect the fish and plant life in the Grand? Dave Schultz from the Grand River Conservation Authority explains why the impact will be minimal.
Because it wasn't really in the system very long, it didn't have a chance to do much harm in that respect. So just the heavy dilution, the speed at which it was pushed through, it probably didn't have much impact.
Although our drinking water, fish, and wildlife are safe, the Ministry of Environment's Action Spill Center was informed about the incident, but no further investigation was needed. For Spoke TV, I'm Steve Spar.
Things are looking up for St. Jacobs Farmers Market vendors. The 60 vendors that were displaced after the Labor Day fire at the St. Jacobs Farmers Market will have a new temporary home just in time for the cold weather. The bright white steel frame is now present on the site that was left barren since September. These vendors worked temporary out of neighboring market buildings and outside and now have a place to call home, at least until a new permanent structure is built with sprinklers.
Firefighters get hands-on experience at Conestoga College through mock disaster training. Mock disaster training at Conestoga College gives the pre-service firefighting students experience in real-life emergencies. The incident had 2 members of arena staff fall ill after being exposed to an ammonia leak. There are many different roles firefighters play, such as dispatch, securing the area, and testing air quality. Brad Kuhneman is a pre-service firefighting coordinator. He explains what students should get out of the training.
A lot of things. I expect everybody to get the idea of what a larger scale emergency incident is going to look like and what their role as a firefighter, where they fit into the puzzle.
Garrett Branderhorst is a first-year pre-service firefighting student that says he is learning a lot.
Yeah, for sure. This is pretty awesome to do today. Everybody has a different role and we're all working together as a team.
While this isn't something you see every day, it is common for firefighters to encounter these type of situations. For Spoke TV, I'm Kelly Burns.
And finally in sports, the Conestoga women's fastball team hosted a clinic for young girls in the region who wish to learn more about the sport from avid ball players. Steve Rodzinski takes us to the pitch.
Hitting, sprinting, and catching. We're all on the training block as Conestoga's women's fastball team put on a clinic for youngsters from Kitchener's Minor Softball League. The first of its kind at Conestoga, the clinic aims to teach young girls the basics of softball and learn all the ins and outs from veteran varsity players. Head coach of the women's fastball team, Ron Taylor, is grateful that his team has a chance to give back to the community that has always supported them.
My girls are all from this area, so if we can start to give something back to the community, the parents get to see that there is a place for the girls to play, and hopefully the girls learn something and they realize this is fun.
Trevor Botting, convener for Kitchener's Minor Girls Softball Association, has worked alongside Taylor and others to finally put the clinic into action. Split up into several different stations, the clinic helps players focus on the game's fundamentals one at a time, as Botting explains.
No matter how old you get with this sport, you still want to break it down to the basics and make sure the technical skills are there. So the throwing station is set up. They've got running, they've got hitting, infield, outfield, sliding, so a little bit of everything.
At the end of the day, both Taylor and Botting hope kids remember that it's about more than just winning or losing. It's about staying fit and having fun. Organizers are looking to make this an annual event here at Conestoga, and they know better than anyone that practice always makes perfect. For Spoke TV, I'm Steve Rodzinski.
This has been Spoke TV. I'm Candace Cobbing.
And I'm Kelly Burns. For more local and campus news, check out our website at spokeonline.com.